market cap of Sydney Airport's $22 billion. You assume much of that is, a large component of that is invested from an infrastructure perspective. So that will be looking for an infrastructure home. So what do we have? We have Transurbans, APA groups and the likes. But like you said, from a high quality airport perspective, Auckland really stacks up. So from our perspective, I think there'll be a lot of attention going to Auckland airports once this trade sort of changes hand. The other point about, I think, Auckland Airport is the one fact that we like is that I think too many people are focusing on Auckland Airport from an international passengers perspective coming from China and other parts of the world. 45% of Auckland Airport's revenue actually comes from Kiwis and Aussies traveling back and forth. And that, we believe, if you ask me, what are the destinations that are likely to travel once the international borders open up? I'll probably say Singapore and New Zealand. And so I think people will be still very cautious in which parts of the world they will travel to. And I think New Zealand will come front and center first and foremost, because it's a pretty decent company it's a pretty nice place to go to, and vice versa for Kiwis. So you might see analysts, which I think are still pretty negative on how the population and the foot traffic comes back. I think Auckland Airport's may surprise on the upside from that perspective. But looking much further out, it's a good quality airport. It's got good growth prospects, and we like it from that perspective as well.
Now, just switching sectors, I mean, we've got so much focus on US tech this week in particular, as always. Sometimes some tech companies here in Australia get not too big of a look in. But Nitro Software, I know, is on your watch list. So is this a company that you're investing in now, or are you watching for further catalysts? Could you just flesh that out for us a bit? Yeah,
sure. So Nitro is a company that we're already invested in now. And it's like you said, it's actually punching above its weight. It's got a 68% penetration of S&P 500, Fortune 500 companies. So it's got a proven business model, and it's got and obviously it's up against the likes of Adobe, which I think which are great companies, we meet with Adobe regularly as well. It's a great company, very strong R&D, very strong tech. But some of these emerging companies like Nitro are really pushing and kicking above, punching above their weight, and I think it's got a very solid base with the 12,000 customers that it has around the world already. But just the trend and the R&D spend that Nitro itself spends on an annual basis to ensure that continues to the product upgrades, innovation around how companies can continue to digitize the paper trail that they have. Something as e-signatures, we all know. I mean, I still have to sometimes sign some documents in wet form, which means I have to get the document printed out, which costs me ink. The ink costs me more than the printer. Then PDF it back and then send it off. You can just, if you got a printer that actually obliges and works, it's a not so much of a process, but otherwise it can be quite a frustrating task. I mean, these are the simple world kind of issues that Nitro and its productivity suite is solving. And I think when we talk about the macro, all the noise around, we generally come back to companies that are just changing the way people are doing their business and making it easy. And Nitro certainly falls into that. So where's the growth going to come from? Focus on the top line. We've got double-digit 20-odd% per annum growth. It's really about market penetration of that TAM and that product innovation and higher penetration rates. That's what we're focused on.